Welcome to Miss Scarlett. Subscribe and don't miss out on Patreon. Have fun! She was almost unrecognizable when she gazed into the mirror. The transformation was complete, a careful blend of art and magic. With a fresh shave, a hint of makeup, and a soft pink lipstick, her face had become a canvas of self-expression. Each trembling finger adjusted the blonde wig, ensuring every strand framed her shoulders perfectly. A deep voice, unexpectedly hers, echoed in the room.
Is this truly me?
A burst of sunshine in the form of Emma filled the doorway. Her eyes sparkled with delight, and her voice was laced with awe. Incredible! You're a vision! She rushed forward, ensuring the delicate sundress, with its floral embrace, was a perfect fit. When Emma and Ricardo committed to each other in marriage, they knew the path ahead would be one of discovery and mutual understanding. So, when Emma had confessed her lifelong wish for a best girlfriend, someone to shop with, share secrets with, and just be girls with, it had initially seemed like an impossible desire to fulfill. "It's silly, I know," she had said over anniversary champagne 3 nights ago. "I love our life together. I just sometimes wish I had that female energy in my life." Ricardo had surprised himself with his response.
What if I could be that for you? Just for a weekend?
The offer had been spontaneous, born from wine and the desire to make his wife happy. Now, standing in their bathroom, wearing a sundress and white sandals, Ricardo wondered what he'd gotten himself into. Emma stepped back, admiring her handiwork. "You need a name. We can't call you Ricardo while you're looking like this." "Scarlett," came the reply without hesitation. The name had emerged from nowhere, yet felt strangely right. "You can call me Scarlett this weekend." Emma's smile widened. "Scarlett it is. Now come on, the mall awaits us. Girl time officially begins now." Walking to the car proved the first challenge. The white sandals Emma had purchased pinched in all the wrong places, and moving naturally with smooth legs felt alien. Scarlett nearly tripped twice before making it to the passenger seat. "You'll get used to it," Emma assured, sliding behind the wheel. "By tomorrow, you'll be strutting like you were born in heels." The mall loomed ahead like a coliseum, a place of potential judgment and ridicule. Scarlett's heart hammered against ribs constricted by unfamiliar undergarments. "What if someone recognizes me?" The panic was real, constricting the throat. Emma squeezed a trembling hand. "Nobody will. You look completely different. And if they do, who cares? You're doing something beautiful for us." The first steps into the mall felt like walking on a tightrope. Every glance seemed accusatory, every passing shopper a potential source of humiliation. But something unexpected happened as they wandered into the first clothing store. A middle-aged woman smiled warmly. "That sundress is absolutely lovely on you, dear. Pink really brings out the warmth in your complexion." Scarlett froze, unprepared for genuine kindness. Thank you," came the reply, pitched slightly higher than normal. Emma beamed proudly, slipping an arm through Scarlett's. "See? I told you the color was perfect." Something shifted in that moment. The compliment, so casually given yet deeply affirming, melted away layers of anxiety. Scarlett stood straighter, shoulders relaxing away from ears that had been tensed for mockery. "Let's try on some outfits," Emma suggested, already pulling blouses from a nearby rack. "I've been waiting forever to do this with someone who actually enjoys shopping." The changing room presented another hurdle. Which door to choose? Emma solved the dilemma by simply pulling Scarlett into the women's area, claiming a family changing room with multiple mirrors. "Nobody cares," she whispered. "Trust me on this." The first outfit, a blue floral dress with cap sleeves, felt wrong in every way, the fabric stretching uncomfortably across shoulders too broad for its design. "Not this one," Emma concluded, already reaching for another option. "You need something that celebrates your figure rather than fighting it." 3 outfits later, they discovered the right silhouette, A-line skirts that flared gently from the waist, creating the illusion of hips where there were none, and wrap tops that created gentle curves. Scarlett stared at the mirror, transfixed by the stranger looking back. "You have amazing legs," Emma observed, circling her transformed spouse. "Most women would kill for your height and those calves." They left the store with 2 bags of carefully selected clothes, each item chosen to flatter Scarlett's frame rather than force it into conventional femininity. The confidence that came with this understanding transformed their walk through the mall. Scarlett's steps became more assured, the awkward shuffle replaced by something approaching grace. "I'm starving," Emma announced around noon. "Food court?" The food court represented another challenge, a public space with nowhere to hide. But the morning's positive experiences had built something resembling courage. "Let's do it. I could murder a smoothie right now." They settled at a small table with their drinks and salads, Emma immediately leaning forward with conspiratorial glee. "Okay, so tell me everything. How does it feel?" Scarlett considered the question while stirring a straw through a strawberry smoothie. "Strange. Like I'm playing a part, but also not exactly playing. The clothes feel foreign, but not as uncomfortable as I expected. The way people see me is the weirdest part." "How so?" "Men look away quickly when I catch them looking. Women make eye contact and smile. No one questions my presence in female spaces. It's like I've been handed this automatic membership to a club I didn't know existed." Emma nodded thoughtfully. "That's exactly it. Women share a kind of unspoken language. The little nods, the quick compliments, the silent solidarity when some guy is being creepy. I'm so glad you're experiencing it." The conversation drifted to other topics. Work stress, Emma's mother's impending visit, plans for the garden. Scarlett found herself gesturing differently, crossing legs automatically, nodding in ways that felt natural yet new. The persona wasn't a conscious act anymore, but something flowing organically through smallest movements. A saleswoman approached their table, smiling brightly. "Excuse me, I couldn't help noticing your lipstick. Is that mauve morning by any chance? It looks absolutely perfect with your coloring." Scarlett touched her lips reflexively. "Yes, actually. My friend recommended it."
"You have excellent taste."
The woman nodded toward Emma. "If you ladies are shopping today, we're having a cosmetics event at Bellamy's. Free makeovers and 20% off all purchases." After she left, Emma squeezed Scarlett's hand excitedly. "See? You're a natural, and we absolutely need to check out that makeup event." The cosmetics counter at Bellamy's was crowded with women receiving demonstrations and consultations. Emma pulled Scarlett forward, securing 2 spots with a cheerful makeup artist named Tanya. "We're having a girls' day," Emma explained, "and my friend here is just learning about proper makeup techniques." Tanya's eyes lit up. "Oh, perfect! I love teaching beginners. You have such beautiful features to work with. Those cheekbones are to die for!" For 30 minutes, Scarlett sat perfectly still as Tanya demonstrated contouring techniques, eye makeup application, and the proper way to blend foundation. Other women gathered around, watching the transformation with appreciative murmurs and occasional questions. "The trick with hooded eyes like yours," Tanya explained, "is creating definition without heaviness. See how I'm placing the shadow just above the crease, not in it?" Charlotte nodded, absorbing every detail. The technicality of the process was fascinating, far more complex and scientific than it appeared from the outside. Each brushstroke served a purpose, each blend creating subtle optical illusions. "You're a quick learner," Tanya observed, handing Charlotte a mirror to admire the finished work. "Most beginners fidget too much." The face in the mirror was striking, not conventionally pretty perhaps, but undeniably feminine. Smoky eyes made the ordinary brown irises appear deeper, more expressive. Contoured cheekbones gave structure to features that had always been somewhat nondescript. "What do you think?" Tanya asked, clearly proud of her work. "I look..." Charlotte searched for the right word. "Complete." Emma purchased the products Tanya recommended, adding them to their growing collection of bags. As they walked away from the counter, she linked arms with Charlotte. "You're enjoying this more than you expected, aren't you?" It was true. The dread that had dominated the morning had evaporated, replaced by something unexpected. Liberation. There was freedom in this temporary transformation, a holiday from expectations that had never been examined. "I am," Charlotte admitted. "It's like wearing a disguise that somehow feels more authentic than my regular clothes." Emma's expression grew serious. "That's an interesting way to put it." They continued shopping through the afternoon, the experience growing more comfortable with each store. Charlotte learned to navigate clothing racks efficiently, to identify flattering necklines at a glance, to understand the secret language of women's sizing. By the time they stopped for coffee, the day's purchases filled 4 substantial bags. "Do you realize we've spent the entire day talking?" Emma observed, sipping her latte. "Not just small talk, but really talking. About everything. We haven't done that in months." It was true. Beyond the shopping, they had discussed dreams and frustrations, shared childhood stories, and revisited old relationship conflicts with new perspective. The female persona had somehow unlocked conversations that had been inaccessible before. "There's something about this that cuts through our usual patterns," Charlotte agreed. "Like we're meeting each other for the first time again." The drive home brought comfortable silence, both processing the day's unexpected turns. Charlotte's feet ached. Makeup felt heavy after hours of wear, and the constant awareness of appearance had grown exhausting. Yet, beneath the physical discomfort lay a profound sense of accomplishment. "Thank you for today," Emma said, as they unloaded shopping bags from the trunk.
"It meant more than I can explain."
The evening passed quietly. Charlotte changed into soft pajamas, new silk ones in pale blue, a far cry from the worn t-shirts and boxers that usually served as sleepwear. They ordered takeout, watched a movie, and fell into the familiar weekend routine, albeit with unfamiliar aesthetics. Morning brought moment of reckoning. Sunlight streamed through bedroom curtains as Charlotte stared at the ceiling, contemplating the day ahead. The original agreement had been for a full weekend, Saturday and Sunday as Emma's girlfriend, then back to Ricardo on Monday morning. The questions surfaced unbidden. Was it possible to simply stay Charlotte for one more day? Emma stirred beside her.
"What are you thinking about? You've got that wrinkle between your eyebrows."
"I'm wondering what we should do today," Charlotte answered truthfully. "What does day 2 of girlfriend weekend look like?" Emma propped herself up on one elbow. Well, I was thinking brunch at that new place downtown. Maybe the art gallery after? Unless... Her voice trailed off, uncertainly. Unless what? Unless you're ready to stop. I know this was just supposed to be an experiment. If you've had enough, I completely understand. The sincerity in her eyes made the decision easy. I think Scarlett should definitely experience brunch. I hear bottomless mimosas are a cultural cornerstone of girlfriend outings. Emma's laugh brightened the room. Absolutely essential. And you need to try their avocado toast. It's life-changing. Getting ready felt less daunting the second day. Scarlett selected a navy blue A-line dress from yesterday's purchases, remembering Tanya's advice about creating a waistline. The makeup process, while still lengthy, followed a more confident pattern. The blonde wig needed minimal adjustment, looking more natural settled on the second day. You seem different today, Emma observed, applying her own mascara beside Scarlett at the bathroom mirror. More comfortable. I feel different. Less like I'm wearing a costume and more like I'm just dressed. The brunch spot was busy with Sunday crowds, but they secured a small table near the window. Scarlett noticed several approving glances at her outfit as they were seated, a man even holding the door open with a polite "ladies first" that sent an unexpected flush of pleasure through her. Have you noticed how differently servers treat us when we're two women versus when we're a heterosexual couple? Emma asked after they ordered. There's less assumption about who's paying, for one thing. Scarlett nodded. Everything changes. The whole social choreography shifts. People even stand differently around me. How so? Men give me more space. Women make more eye contact. Everyone seems to project different expectations. Scarlett sipped her mimosa thoughtfully. I keep cataloging all these tiny adjustments in behavior, mine and others. It's fascinating. The conversation continued through their meal, exploring the subtle gender dynamics they'd never had occasion to discuss before. Emma shared experiences of being ignored in professional settings, of having ideas appropriated by male colleagues. Scarlett described the constant pressure to display confidence even in uncertain situations. I feel like we should have had these conversations years ago, Emma said. Why haven't we? Because we were stuck in our respective lanes, Scarlett replied. This weekend created a third perspective we've never had access to before. After brunch, they wandered through the art gallery hand in hand, appreciating the modern installations with varying degrees of comprehension. Scarlett noticed her own responses shifting, paying more attention to emotional resonance than technical execution, finding meaning in pieces that might have seemed impenetrable before. What do you think of this one? Emma asked, gesturing toward an abstract canvas dominated by sweeping red arcs. Scarlett studied it, allowing impressions to form without analysis. It feels like passion barely contained, like someone trying to hold themselves together while something powerful moves through them. Emma looked surprised. That's exactly what I was thinking. You've never responded to abstract art like that before. I've never looked at it through these eyes before. The afternoon stretched lazily before them. They window shopped downtown, stopping for ice cream cones that dripped in the warm spring air. Scarlett caught her reflection in a storefront window, blonde hair catching sunlight, navy dress moving gracefully with each step. For a suspended moment, there was no disconnect between inner experience and outer presentation. What happens tomorrow? Emma asked quietly as they walked back to the car. When the weekend ends? The question landed heavily. Scarlett had been avoiding thinking beyond the arbitrary Sunday evening boundary. I don't know. It was the only honest answer available. This was supposed to be temporary, but it doesn't quite feel that way anymore.
Emma squeezed her hand. It doesn't have to end completely. Maybe Charlotte could visit sometimes, when we both want her to? The suggestion held appeal, but also complications. Would that be enough for either of us? The question hung between them, unanswered as they drove home. Sunday evening settled around their house, the weekend winding down with familiar routines. Emma sorted laundry while Charlotte prepared a simple dinner, moving through the kitchen with newfound grace despite the impractical outfit. After eating, Charlotte stood before the closet, examining the red silk blouse and black pencil skirt that Emma had laid out as the final outfit of their experiment. They represented the finish line, the closing ceremony of this unusual weekend. "You don't have to change," Emma said from the doorway. "We could just relax tonight." "I want to wear them," Charlotte decided. "It feels important somehow, to complete what we started." The outfit was more sophisticated than anything worn over the weekend. Less playful, more professional. The black pencil skirt hugged unfamiliar curves created by clever undergarments. The red silk blouse draped beautifully, its color bold against carefully applied makeup. Charlotte examined the complete image in the full-length mirror, barely recognizing the person reflected there. "You look stunning," Emma whispered, coming to stand behind her. "Truly beautiful." They spent the evening on the couch, ostensibly watching television, though both were lost in thought. Charlotte felt the minutes ticking away, each one bringing Monday morning closer. The arbitrary deadline loomed, raising questions neither had anticipated at the weekend's start. "What are you thinking about?" Emma asked, breaking the contemplative silence. Charlotte considered deflecting, but chose honesty instead. "I'm thinking about tomorrow, about whether I can just stop being this person, pack her away until some future weekend." Emma turned to face her fully. "Is that what you want to do?" "I don't know." The confession came quietly. "I don't know if I can separate myself into neat compartments like that. Ricardo during the week, Charlotte on occasional weekends. It feels incomplete somehow." "Then don't." The simple response landed with unexpected weight. Charlotte studied her wife's face, searching for meaning. "Don't what?" "Don't separate yourself. Be who you need to be." Emma took her hand, fingers intertwining. "This weekend was supposed to be about fulfilling my fantasy of having a girlfriend, but I think we discovered something more important." "What's that?" "That maybe Charlotte isn't just a role you're playing for me. Maybe she's been part of you all along, waiting for permission to exist." The words unlocked something. A recognition that had been forming over the past 2 days, but hadn't yet crystallized into conscious thought. The ease that had developed wasn't simply adaptation to novelty. It was recognition of authenticity. "I don't know what that means for us," Charlotte whispered. "For our marriage, for everything." "It means we figure it out together." Emma's voice held certainty where Charlotte felt only questions. "Day by day, with honesty. The same way we've approached everything else in our relationship." "What if I don't know the answers yet? What if I need time to understand what this means?" "Then we take that time." Emma squeezed her hand. "There's no rule book for this. No deadline except the artificial one we set." Morning light filtered through bedroom curtains. Charlotte woke slowly, awareness returning in gentle waves. The wig sat on its stand beside the dresser. Makeup had been carefully removed the night before.
Yet something fundamental had shifted during sleep, a decision forming in the quiet hours of dawn. Emma stirred beside her.
"Morning,"
she murmured sleepily.
"What time is it?"
"Almost 7. Charlotte's voice emerged, soft but natural. "We should start getting ready soon." Emma sat up, hair tousled from sleep. "So, what's the plan? For today, I mean." Instead of answering immediately, Charlotte crossed to the closet and slid hangers along the rod, considering options. The men's clothing section, button-down shirts and slacks in muted colors, seemed suddenly foreign, like artifacts from someone else's life. Her fingers lingered instead on the new additions, blouses, skirts, dresses in colors and fabrics chosen specifically for her. She selected a simple outfit, a knee-length black skirt and forest green blouse that had been deemed appropriately professional during their shopping expedition. Laying them on the bed, she turned to find Emma watching with wide eyes.
"Are you sure?"
Emma asked quietly.
"No,"
Charlotte admitted.
"I'm not sure about anything except that I need to explore this further. Not just for weekends or special occasions, but continuously. To understand what it means."
She took a deep breath.
"Is that okay with you?"
Emma crossed the room and wrapped her arms around Charlotte's waist. "More than okay. I'm here for whatever this journey looks like." The morning routine developed organically. Charlotte showered, carefully removing stubble that had emerged overnight. Makeup application went more smoothly than previous attempts, muscle memory already forming. The blonde wig settled naturally, looking increasingly like it belonged. Standing before the mirror in full office attire, Charlotte experienced a moment of pure clarity. The image reflected wasn't a disguise or temporary experiment, but a more authentic expression than had ever been possible before. "How do I look?" she asked Emma, who was gathering her own work materials.
"Like yourself,"
Emma replied simply.
"Just more fully than before."
The practicalities loomed large. Work would require explanations. Friends would have questions. Family would need time to adjust. The road ahead contained countless complications, each requiring courage and patience to navigate. "One day at a time," Charlotte reminded herself aloud. "That's how we'll approach this." Emma nodded, handing Charlotte her purse, a simple black leather bag purchased during their shopping expedition. "Exactly. No rush, no pressure, just honest exploration." They left the house together, stepping into morning sunshine that felt symbolic in its brightness. Charlotte locked the door behind them, aware of crossing a threshold that couldn't be uncrossed. Fear mingled with exhilaration as they walked to the car. "I should call my office," Charlotte said suddenly. "Let them know I'll be coming in a bit late. I think I need to have some conversations before I just show up like this." Emma nodded. "Good idea. Want to do that over breakfast somewhere? I can be late too." The small cafe near their home was quiet on Monday morning. They secured a corner table away from other patrons, giving Charlotte privacy for difficult phone calls. The first was to her direct supervisor, explaining that personal circumstances required a few days away from the office. The conversation was brief but supportive. Time off granted without detailed explanations. "That buys us some breathing room," Charlotte said after hanging up. "Time to figure out next steps." Emma stirred her coffee thoughtfully. "Are you thinking about transitioning? Medically, I mean?" The question hadn't been explicitly considered yet. "I don't know. This all happened so fast. I haven't thought that far ahead. Right now, I just know I need to live as Scarlett for a while. See if it continues feeling right.
That makes sense.
Emma nodded. No need to make permanent decisions immediately.
We have time.
Scarlett reached across the table, taking Emma's hand. Thank you for this, for creating the opportunity, for supporting whatever happens next. I know it's not what you signed up for.
Maybe not initially, Emma agreed.
But I signed up for a lifetime with the person I love. The packaging might be changing, but the essence is the same. She smiled warmly. Besides, I got what I wanted, a best girlfriend who understands me completely. They lingered over breakfast, making plans for the days ahead. Scarlett would take the week to organize her thoughts, perhaps speak with a therapist who specialized in gender identity. Emma would help research resources and support groups. Together, they would navigate the complexities one step at a time. As they prepared to leave, Scarlett caught her reflection in the cafe's decorative mirror. The blonde hair framed a face still recognizable, yet fundamentally transformed. Not by makeup or clothing, but by something deeper. The unmistakable glow of someone finally stepping into authenticity. Ready to go home? Emma asked, gathering her purse. Scarlett nodded, a smile spreading across carefully painted lips. Yes?
I'm ready for whatever comes next.
They walked out together into the spring sunshine, heading toward a future neither had anticipated, but both were committed to exploring. The weekend experiment had concluded, but Scarlett's journey was just beginning. An unexpected path discovered through an act of love that had revealed truths waiting patiently to be recognized.
Thanks for watching my girlies! Be sure to check out Patreon for more!